This podcast is brought to you by Balancing Act. Teach, coach, mentor, inspire. A collection of candid observations on the challenges facing business leaders today. Balancing Act is authored by Dr. Andrew Temte and is available today on Amazon and other fine bookstores. On this episode, we talked with Gaelic Storm's Ryan Lacey. We chatted about touring, songwriting, what people should expect from their live shows. Plus, we hear the backstory on their new single, Waxy's Dargle, and what's next for this Lacrosse Irish Fest favorite. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is Lacrosse Local.
And says my old one to your old one, will you come to the Waxy's Dargle? Says your old one to my old one, sure I haven't got a farthing. I've just been down to Monto Town to see Uncle McCardle, but he wouldn't give me a half a crown for to go to the Waxy's Dargle.
My name is Ryan Lacey. I was born in Morristown, New Jersey, but I grew up in California, in Bakersfield, California. I played music since I was about 10, but I got kicked out of school band when I was 13. Actually, the teacher there made sure that I couldn't go back into junior high band, and he made sure I couldn't be in high school band. He brought my mom in. He's like, so here's the deal. He can't be in school band. So I ended up playing. I started my own rock bands and things like that. So I played with my friends. I think that's where I actually got a love of playing music. It makes a big difference when you start your own band.
That's crazy. Before, 2020, it seems like you were always on tour, headlining major festivals. Milwaukee's Irish Fest, Telegraph Bluegrass Festival, which I've been to both, summer camp, and one close to our heart, we're based out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, is Irish Fest, which is again happening August 13th through the 15th. And I believe you guys have almost played there pretty much every year since it's existed.
Yeah. We go back every year. We love the people there. It's an awesome place, and they do a nice job with the festival. They really do. They take care of you well, and it's always a good party afterwards. So we love the shows, but we also love the partying. So it's, the people, you could tell the people that are coming to see the music actually really want to see the music, which is great for us. It's kind of everything we want. So it's a perfect marriage, basically.
For some of those people who have never seen you guys play or been to Irish Fest, what can someone expect from you guys as a band?
Our whole mantra is create a party on stage and make sure everybody's involved. Make sure everybody in the crowd is involved in it. And our singer, Pat, I know I'm biased, but he is hands down the best front man I've ever seen. He just knows how to incorporate everybody and the party, the music's really fun and it's a good vibe. That's the concept. We just want to create a really good atmosphere, bring everybody in and, play fun music for them.
Well, I know I've seen you guys play a number of times and it's always a great time. So you guys released over, I think 13, 14, a bunch of EPs, studio albums, things like that. You're normally used to playing about 200 shows a year. What was COVID like for you guys?
You know what? It was really weird at first, and then you just kind of settled in. I'm sure everybody was like that, but for us, I've been with the band 19 years. The band's been existed for much longer than that. I think 23, 24 years. It just gave us a pause. I have 2 kids. Pat has 2 kids. Pete has 2 kids, and everybody's got families that they haven't spent as much time as they probably should. So it was just nice. I think we all took a step back and actually really enjoyed our lives for a second, our families. And now I think we're definitely ready to get back out and have some fun playing music, Not that it wasn't fun at home, but
that's ready to rock. So
right.
Songwriting process and recording process, I guess maybe you had some time this year. What is that process like? Is it down and dirty and fast, or is it something that you guys take some time with? Or did you have that opportunity over 2020?
You know what? We did a lot more work than I thought any of us think we were going to. We did a Christmas album, like a Christmas EP kind of thing. We released a small album of all traditional tunes. That's why Waxy's Dargle, which we're going to talk later about, is on there. But it's all songs that we loved that were all traditional tunes, like Clancy Brothers songs and things like that. We kind of collaborated like that. We'd send each other music. There's 3 of us that live in Chicago, but one lives in Austin, Texas. One lives in Annapolis, Maryland. So we never really got together to play at all. We were able to kind of passed things back and forth through, the magic of the internet, and had some fun. But generally, when we record and write music, Steve, our guitar player and singer, writes most of the music. Actually, one of the old Gaelic Storm alumni, Steve Waymeyer, and Pat Murphy is involved in that as well. They do a lot of the writing. Then me and Steve will go into the studio, because I'm the drummer, and we will go and create the skeletons of the songs, like the bass structures, and then we just start layer. And then Steve's the main producer, and I co-produce the albums. So is Pat. It's a really fun system we have, and we've done it multiple times now. We have one of the best engineers in the entire world. Again, I'm biased, but the guy named Pat Mansky. We record down in Austin, Texas, in a studio down there. And I don't know, every time you walk in, it's just like a big hug when you walk in the room. You're like, okay, we can create some music in here. So it's great.
So you guys have a new single out, which I'm sure you'll premiere at the festival. What's the song about? And it's Waxy's Dargle?
Yeah, it's an old traditional song. It's about these two ladies talking to each other. They live in Dublin. They're, kind of poverty stricken. They're kind of doing everything they can to get to this party in Galway on the West Coast. So they're selling things off. They sell one of their husband's braces to get there. It's kind of a comedy song about these two ladies that are just trying to get into these Galway races.
And says my old one to your old one, will you go to the Galway races? Says your old one to my old one, sure I'll hog the old man's braces. I went up to Capel Street to see the money lenders, but they wouldn't give me a couple of bob for me old man's red suspenders.
Have you ever heard the Galway races before?
Yep.
Yeah, so I actually lived in Galway for 4 years, and I actually went to the Galway race. We had to sneak in, which is kind of funny. I didn't even know what Waxy's Dargle was about until we played it, and then I was like, oh hey, I know how they felt. But yeah, so it's kind of like it's almost like a hijinks, kind of trying to get into this thing, and they get in, and yeah.
You guys have kind of been, locked up. Sounds like you're still been working, but what's next for you guys over 2021? And you guys are basically just starting to tour early August, correct?
Yeah, we're kicking back in. We're doing these this live stream. We're doing these small kind of pub shows just to get ready to play bigger shows. There's this place called Emerald Isle in the north side of Chicago. So everybody's flying in to do those. We're doing 2 nights, and we're selling it as a live stream. It's basically just to get our bearings back. And we figured, why not film it and show can I say shit show? I don't know what it was going to be. You never know what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? Like it could be the best thing you've ever seen, or it could be the train wreck that keeps wrecking. So we'll see how it goes. We thought it would be funny just to film it and, make an authentic experience for people. And we did sell tickets for the show too, but we kept it limited capacity as well. So yeah, I think it's like 150 people a night. So it should be interesting.
So if people want to check you out, they're in the La Crosse area, they can go to Irish Fest La Crosse, August 13th through the 15th. If people also just want to find out more, maybe if you guys got something going on, what's the best avenue for them to go to?
GaelicStorm.com's good. That's primarily a great place for the tour dates and, ticket information. A lot of Instagram stuff, a lot of Facebook things, constantly updating, putting video. So during the COVID experience, we had these 3 live streams. So we kind of cut those up in pieces, and we've been sharing some of the songs here and there of the songs that we've never released before. So, we're just trying to keep people involved. And also we have this thing called the Storm Chasers, which is like our fan club kind of thing. It's kind of taken a world of its own, which is phenomenal. We love all those people, and we really interact with it a lot. We did a trivia night during COVID with everybody. Every 2 weeks we did a trivia night. This guy named Matt Dumont was hosting these things. It was great. And that was all fan driven, which we appreciated as well, because it was just a nice experience and that kind of flourished as we went on the break.
Well, awesome. I can't wait for it. I'll be there at Irish Fest August 13th through the 15th, and I'll be there to check you guys out. So I sure hope it's a barn burner.
Yeah, please come say hi. It'd be great.
La Crosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at La Crosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the La Crosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.